Welcome. Hello, I am here. It's Dawn with Shall We Stamp. How's everyone doing? Let me go in here and add the comments. All right. We will give it a few minutes. Let people pop on. I think I came in right at 7. Oh, I'm a little bit late. I'm 7:01. I'm trying to clean the glue off of my paper trimmer, and I'm not sure how it got on here, but apparently I got some adhesive on it. So, all right, so if you're there, just go ahead and sign on, say hi, and we'll wait a minute. It's 1 after 7, so we'll give it a couple more minutes. Oh, there we go. Now I see people popping on. Hi, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. It is hot, humid, and rainy here in Florida. So I hope y'all have at least better weather than that. So it's extremely hot, I must say, and rainy, but we need the rain, so I'm not going to complain about that. Anyway, so all right, I got my glue off my, almost got it off. So we'll wait for a few more people to pop on, and they're coming in slowly but surely. Good evening. How are you? Have you all? I know there's. Hi, Judy. I know there's Patricia's here, Chris is here, Amy's here from Virginia, Faye is here from Virginia. Yay, got all my Virginia folks. Those of you that are not demonstrators that are on here, our catalog, well, we used to call it the holiday catalog, but now it's called the August through December catalog. And I think that's because we have so many countries that we're in, they're trying to keep the language appropriate for those seasons. But it's typically our annual holiday catalog, and it's coming out a month early. So you all will be able to order from that starting August 4th. And I just got an order in because we're able to pre-order. I didn't order a whole lot, but I did order a couple of stamp sets, and one my friend Amy will love, but I can't show it to you just yet. And I did order some paper and ribbon. I am going to do another paper and ribbon share. So if any of you are interested, it's a little taste of a sampling of the designer papers for that catalog, as well as the new ribbons. And once I figure out that pricing, I'll let you all know. So I'll probably get that done this next week. I've been trying to be really busy, trying to get organized. For tonight, I got a new fold and or a new cut, I should say, and another. Not that it's new, but it's new because we're using the Well Done stamp set, which is new in the catalog. So I'm excited about that. And next Tuesday, I'm probably gonna do one of our and I'm going to call it an oldie but goodie. It's one that carried over from last year, and it's Country Home. It's the one that has the milk jugs and the milk, I don't know, what do you call not the jug, but the container type thing, the metal can. Anyways, and it's got flowers and stuff. So I've got one that I did, so I think I might duplicate that one and just change up the colors. And then I'm going to create another one using that stamp set. So that's... just to let you know that. So anyways, and I have a new, if you're not on my newsletter list, you might want to think about, if you're interested, you can join. And being a part of my newsletter, you get to receive kind of some like sneak peeks at things. You'll get some information a little bit sooner than others. There's specials that I offer strictly to my newsletter people that they get some coupons that they'll get special discounts each month off of stuff. And they also get tutorials that are exclusive to that newsletter, so it's not seen anywhere else. And in there, I have announced a new online class that starts today, and it's going to run to the 20th. And it's using the birds and branches, or if you have the free as a bird stamp set, you can use that as well. And it's going to you're going to make a cute little birdhouse. It's a box that looks like a birdhouse. It's going to hold note cards, the little 3x3 note cards. It is as cute as can be. So if you're interested, leave me a message or leave me a comment that you're interested, and I'll send you the link to the page. The class runs $35. You'll get the materials to make the birdhouse and all of the note cards with envelopes. and there's, I think, 2 videos, and then of course the PDF tutorials. And I'm doing this with a demonstrator in the UK. So we kind of team up, and that way it helps that we kind of help each other, so we're not doing everything all of ourselves. So I've teamed up with Liz Shannon out of the UK. So if you live in another country and you can purchase from her, because this is only good for people in the US. So anyways, if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the information. You can look up and see it if it's something you might be interested in. So anyways, let's see, what time is it? It's 7:07. Let's see if anybody else is popping on. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started because y'all are here, and that's what's important. So there you go. Let me flip over to my camera. Hang on a second, and I'll show you the first card that we're going to be making. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move some stuff out of the way of my, so I can use my little desk here. The lighting it's dark. It's getting dark outside. Let me get situated. It's cloudy because it's been raining all day. But anyways, we're going to do this new fun fold, or it's a different cutting, I guess, in a folding. Now, this is the first one that I did. I got this from Lisa, and I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she is with the Song of My Heart Stampers. And I love the fold. Now, this one is not exactly the way it should have been because I had to figure out. I just watched her video, and I wasn't quite sure what the measurements were. But the whole idea is that, and I'll show you the next card that I did, is that the piece underneath, you're going to stamp your design. So this is what it's supposed to look like. This is my second one. Of course, I decorate my envelopes. This is what it's supposed to look like. Do you not love that? Isn't that cute? These are popped up on dimensionals, but this is what it's supposed to look like. So depending on how you cut it, it's going to open this way or it could open this way. So when I did my first one, I didn't know what I was doing, as you can see, but I stamped some flowers in here just to kind of show what is in the center of the card, and then I folded these back. This one, it's a little bit better. So I used the stamp set, Ridiculously, what is it? Ridiculously You. Oh my God, I can't believe I don't. And anyways, so that's what I did, use that stamp set. It's Rhonda Wade's stamp set, and I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. But I think I figured out how to cut it right so it comes to this point right here. So that's what we're going to do today. And then the inside, this is a piece that I cut off, so I just added that to the inside of my card. And of course, I leave it blank because I want to fill it in depending on what the occasion is that I'm going to send it to. So obviously it says, P.S. I love you, so it's got to be most likely to my husband. Or it could be my best friend. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be making. And you'll see that when we cut the DSP, we're using the 6x6 piece of DSP out of the, oh gosh, I think it's the Colored Patterns one. And I guess I should wrote the name down and I didn't. But let's go ahead and get started. And I'll tell you the name of the paper, or I'll put it on the video after we get done. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And we are going to work with the Peaceful Moments, because I'm going to put the Life is Better with a Friend Like You. That's the stamp set that we're going to use. And so that's the stamp set we're going to use, is Peaceful Moments Like You. All right, and I'll go through the measurements. So the first thing we're going to do, let me pull out my materials. I'm going to use Purple Posy, and we're doing an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 piece of cardstock. So I've already got that. Now I haven't scored it, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my paper trimmer so you can actually watch me score and cut. Not that y'all don't know how to do this, but I figured, you know, I probably should do this. There might be some new people on here that's not familiar enough. And this is our paper trimmer. It's a great paper trimmer. If you don't have one, this is one I would highly recommend. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. So I'm going to line it up right there, and I'm going to make sure I'm lined up at the bottom so it's even. And this is our scoring tool, the lighter color. So we're just going to pull that down and put our score line on there. And I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to fold it in, and I always kind of flip it over. I want to look to make sure my paper is even, and if it's not, I kind of just do a little quick adjustment. And then I'll take my bone folder, and then we start from the inside and go out on both ways and give us a nice crisp crease, okay? So that's that. Now we're going to take in the paper, and this is that, I'm pretty sure it's the color, oh my God, color, oh, I can't believe I didn't write this down. My apologies. Okay, so this is 6 by 6. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cut this DSP down to 4 inches. So we're going to cut it down to 4. All right, so we're going to cut down 4 inches, which is going to give us 2, right? So 2 inches is what we can use to decorate the outside of our envelope. It's going to be a little tight, but it'll still work. All right, so that's our 2-inch piece. So we're going to keep that one and do our envelope. And then we're going to turn this, and we want it at 5.5. So I'm going to bring this all the way over to our 5.5 mark. And then we're going to trim off this little piece right here. And this is what we're going to put on the inside of our card as well. Okay, so we're going to put all that to the side. Actually, I didn't bring an envelope, so I'll have to get up and get one. So let me do that now before we get started. Let me take off my microphone because I got envelopes in a drawer that's pretty close to me. So give me one second, and I can probably grab that one pretty quickly. I really thought I had everything, and then I just decided I'm going to show you the envelope, how we decorate it, which I'm sure y'all know and do anyways, but we're going to do it anyway. So, okay, good thing my stash is close by. All right, let me hook back up. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to take our paper trimmer. Hang on, let me get my microphone on. Okay. All right, so we've got all our pieces set aside. We're not going to mess with any of that right now. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our designer paper and we're going to line it up. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you all. Ooh, whoa, we don't want that much. Look at this. Sometimes it works really good, and then sometimes it doesn't want to do anything. Hang on, now I got it too close. Hold on. Hang on. See, some nights it doesn't want to, I try to zoom in, and then it wants to not do it. So, all right, let's see if I can get down here. Nope, that's a little bit much. I want you to see both sides of it, both ends. Okay, can we see that? All right, I think that's good. All right, we're going to line up tip to tip, okay? So hold your finger. You want to line it up in the track right here, which is where the blade goes, right? And I'm going to move my blade up to the top. So I want this one in that. So I've got it in the corner. Let me pull this down so y'all can see. There we go. So I'm holding my finger there because I'm going to move the bottom one. So let me move this up a little bit. Let me pull this down just a tad. Hang on a minute. All right, so this one, I'm going to move it. See how this one I'm holding it straight? Okay, so now I've got that one lined up in the hole, so they're both even. All right, so now I'm going to hold my hands down, and I'm going to pull this and cut it, okay? Now we have our 2 pieces, all right? So the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to hold them just like that. Now we're going to score these, okay? So this is the side that I just cut on the left side, right? Let me move that here. Now, I'm just kind of guesstimating how I'm scoring this. Let me move out some so y'all can see. Hang on, it's taking this thing a little bit of time to move. Normally it doesn't want to cooperate, but look at that. Today it wants to work. Okay, so on our paper trimmer, this goes over to 1 inch here, right? If you have the new paper trimmer. So this is what I'm working with. So I'm lining my card. I'm going to keep this piece right here in the track. And I'm going to turn, and I want my point to go over to like the 1 inch mark. And you can gauge this however much you want. And actually, because what I'm going to do is score it. So if I move it over to the 1, I'm going to score about this much right here, which is what we're going to fold over. So it's whatever you all want to do. So you can make it, you want not as much fold, you want more fold, it's up to you. So keep the bottom tip in the track, okay? I'm going to move that over to the 1 mark. And I'm going to close my thing. I'm going to hold my paper here. And then I'm going to do my scoring because I want to get a nice score. Okay, and then we're going to push this off to the side for a minute, and then we'll fold everything. Now, this was the other half, right? So it's going to go like this on our card. So this one, again, I have the bottom tip in the track. And I'm going to move this one. Let me think about this. Because he's going to be like this. So we want, let me think, how do I want this? I want this to be, all right, so we're going to move it to the right, to the left. So I think I'm only going to move it to, all right, so this is in the track here, right, at the tip. So I don't think I want that much of a fold because this is going to be, and we'll Well, let's just leave it like that. We're just going to move it over to almost to the 1 inch mark right there. The tip is barely touching it. All right. Let's just go with that and see what it does. Can't hurt anything, right? So let's go ahead and score that piece right there. Don't know? Well, and it's really, you just have to play with it. So if you don't want to use your designer paper, just get some paper out of the copy machine paper or something. You can kind of play with it that way, right? All right. So now, since I'm going to be using a single stamp, I'm not going to stamp anything on this until I get it on here. But if you want to do a design, then you want to stamp all of this first, okay? So let's go ahead and fold our paper over. Okay, so we're going to get this lined up on here. And let's fold this first. And then let's play with it before we do anything, okay? And then we'll attach everything. So let's take a look at how the paper is going to work. Hang on a minute. And it's all going to depend on how all right, so this one, we're going to lay this one here, right? So I'm going to lay that one there. Now we're going to trim off these ends, so don't get too worried. We're going to trim those off. So I'm just going to hold these here. And then this one, right, it's going to come down here, right? So our points are lining up. Now this is how much room we will have to stamp something. Now if you wanted to have a little bit more room, then you could have just moved that score line over a little bit more. All right, so I hope that's making sense. Okie doke. And then, hang on a minute, let me go back. I was just checking the comments and everything. Okay, so now, if you had a larger, or you could stamp, if you had some flowers or something else, you could stamp your base card. This is going to be at 4 by 5 and a quarter, right? So we're going to put that in here. So you can stamp this, but since I'm going to do this long sentiment, then I'm just going to stamp that in the center. So I'm going to wait and stamp it after I have this all glued down, okay? So that's how I'm doing this one. All right, so we're going to take our, my favorite glue, and I'm going to add some adhesive on this, and I'm just going to run around the edges. And this is our Tombow glue, so this gives us time to move this a little bit. We'll put that in the holder. So we're going to go ahead and get this one lined up down here. So let's put that on here. And we are going to trim these pieces off, so don't worry about that. All right. Okay, so we're going to put that down there. And then this one, we're going to, it's going to go here, right? So we're going to put some glue on this side. I love this paper. I almost flipped it over, but I thought it might be a little bit too busy, so I kind of like the purple or the posy hanging out. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so then we're going to take this piece. So once y'all have this, it's really simple. Then you can kind of play with it. So this is just, I don't know if y'all have seen this before. It's called a diagonal pleat. And I tried to look up on Pinterest, and would you believe I could not find any cards other than what Lisa with Song of My Heart. I could not find any other cards with this design, so I thought, well, there you go. It's a new one for everybody. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this thing over, and we're going to trim off these little excess pieces here. All right, so we're going to trim that one off. And I'm not gluing this down because I'm going to put a dimensional there. So I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to hold my finger underneath so I know that it's straight. And I'm just going to snip that off there. And then this one, we're going to fold that one, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to hold it tight and then trim that off, okay? So those are really the only wasteful pieces that we have because we're going to use the other stuff that we cut off from the paper. All right, so now we're going to pull in our cardstock, and I'm going to lay it this way because that's how my sentiment. Now you can have it going this way if you'd like, or you could actually flip it and you could have it going up this way. So whichever you prefer. So I'm thinking for the eye look at it, I think I'm going to do like this because I've got Life is Better with a Friend Like You. So I think I'm going to stamp it right there because I think if we did it the other way, I think it'd be a little awkward. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some dimensionals. I'm going to put a dimensional here because I want this to kind of look like it's popping up. And I'm going to put another little one, and then I'll stamp. And hopefully I don't, burger this thing up. Nah, you know how that goes. Okay, so let me just cut a little, I'm going to put one piece right here just to hold that one down too. So at least it makes it look like it's popping up. All right, so we're going to fold that over. All right, so that's going to sit there. And then we're going to put one dimensional, we're going to put one here. So I want that to hold down. And then I'll put one right about here. And that probably should work without it being in the way. Yep. So let's go ahead and tear those off. And we'll put that on there. I don't know if I can get it off with my fingers. Okay. All right, and we'll just fold that one over. So it kind of still looks like it's popped up. It's not laying flat. All right, so before I glue this down, I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. So let's get this straight. I'm going to use, this is probably Night of Navy. This is probably Night of Navy, but I think this is Misty Moonlight. So that's what I'm going to use for my, did you all know that, okay, you know, on the new stamp sets, they're like a compact, right? You push on this little thing and pop it up. Did you know that, here's another way in case you didn't know this. This is another tip for you. If you push right about here with both your thumbs, watch this. It pops right on up. Well, if I, now look, I'm lying. Let me get out a little bit. It pops right up here. So it just pops right on up. And then, of course, it didn't work for me this time. But anyways, that's another way you can get it to pop up. I have little fuzzies in here. Okay, so I'm going to take my stamp, Life is Better with a Friend Like You, and we're going to ink this up. And since this is a large stamp, I'm only going to stamp it the one time. So I think because of the opening here, I'm going to have most of it go right here. Now, I probably could stamp a flower or something, but I'm not going to do that. Let me get in the camera so that y'all can see me. So I'm just going to kind of guess, and I'm just going to put it right about there. Hopefully I don't mess that up. All right, perfect. And I could add a little something, but you know, I think it looks good like that, so I'm going to leave it alone. All right, so let's move on. Let me clean this little guy off here. Give me just a second. Move him out of my way. You know, I've got this thing about not cleaning my stamps. Okay, put him over there. All right, so now this is ready to attach to the inside of, to the outside of our card base. So we're going to go ahead and use our Tombow, or green glue, or whatever glue, whatever you want to call him. I always call him my favorite because I don't want to hurt his feelings, even though I don't really like it, but it's okay. I really do use a lot of it. All right, and then we're just going to lay this on here. And again, the Whisper White is 4 by 5 1/4. Let me get that on there. And then this is, we've cut this down, so get that in there. All right. And then if we had our Whisper White piece, which I did not bring, well, actually I can. I do have a piece right here. Hold on. We'll go ahead and decorate the inside as well. Let me get my scrap piece out of here. So let's cut this at 4. This is my scrap piece. All right, we're going to cut this at 4. Sometimes I do mine at 3 3/4. Oh, my little, hang on, my blade's not sticking down in there. What happened to him? All right, give me a minute. There we go. All right, so that's at 4, and then we're going to turn this and make this at 5 1/2, which it already is. And this has got a fold in it, so I'll cover it up with something later on. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But what I would do is take and put this here. Actually, I've got that too long. It should be 4 1/4. I don't know why I was thinking 5 1/2. Let's do 5 1/4. So we'll do 5 1/4. All right. Get this thing out of the way. So I will not attach this because I'm going to put another piece on here, but I would attach that. This is that little piece that we trimmed off. So see, that's perfect. Fits perfect right there. So that's how I would decorate the inside of my card. And then the envelope. Now look at that. Isn't that easy? Don't you just love that? Isn't that pretty? And then the envelope. So what we can do now with the envelope, now it's a little short, but we can take this and we can leave. All right, we want to cover that up, but look, we can leave a little bit of this white space and no one's going to know the difference. So let's get our, I'm going to use my snail, and I'm just going to run it along the edge of the outside of this envelope. And since I'm coming down a little shorter than I normally would, I'm just going to bring it down to about like that. So I'm going to lay this here. I'm going to make sure that I got this part covered up, and I've got both sides look pretty even. Whoopsie. And I'm going to lay that right about there. All right, okay, and then all we're going to do This is just an easy way, so that way you've already cut this 2-inch strip off, right? So why waste it? And you have a little strip sitting around, and you're thinking, what in the world am I going to do with that little strip? So here you go, decorate your envelope, and then your recipient's going to go, oh, look at this. It's a beautiful card, and I know who sent it to me. All right, so we have a few little scraps from that. And, of course, I got it crooked. Go figure. But that's right. Well, that's okay. No one's going to, I'll fix it later. All right, so there you go. I'll just take something and fix it. But there we go. So we have our matching envelope and our card. Isn't that cute? So I hope you enjoy that new little design, which was new for me. Hopefully it was for you all too. So, all right. There's that card. So there we go. Now let's move on to the next one. Now this one's going to be a lot of fun. So let me move stuff out of the way and bring in all the stuff we're going to do. And then I'll show you what we're going to be making. I hope you enjoyed that card. We've got some mint macaron, some calypso coral, and pretty peacock colors that we're going to be using. And we're using the new Whale Done stamp set and the punch. So here's the stamp. So if you like the beachy stuff, excuse me, if you like the beachy stuff, then this is what it is. I just love this stamp set. It's really cute. Let me zoom out just a little bit more for you all so we can get in here. Hang on. It's taking a little bit of time. Usually this thing doesn't want to cooperate, so that's good. All right, so here's the Well Done stamp set. This does come as a bundle, so if you do purchase the two together, then you get a 10% discount. Here is my shopping code for the month. So if you decide you want to purchase from me, if you would use that code, then you'll also get a free gift from me at the end of the month. But it's got 4 sentiments, and then you've got a whale, a jellyfish, a turtle, a seahorse fish, and then a bunch of other seagrass and some coral. Isn't that cute? And then here is the punch. And you've got, I guess, some of the seagrass here, the whale, and just some little, I'm not sure what those things are, but anyways, that kind of looks like a heart, but I bet you it's seagrass. All right, so this is what we're going to work with today, and let me show you the cards. I made 2, so I'm going to show you. This is the first one I did, and this is using the Whale Done, the 6, it's a 6x6 pack of paper, so there's 48 sheets in a pack. And then here is the one that we're going to make tonight. It's going to be similar. All right, here's the first one I did with this one. Oh, isn't that cute? Let me turn it this way so you can see it. Ready? La la, the whale's jumping up. Isn't that cute? This is a really easy card, even though it looks like it's not, but it is. Look, hello. Okay, so then after I made that one, I had to make another one. This one is done with Pretty Peacock, Granny Apple Green, and Balmy Blue. And I'll give you all the measurements here in just a few minutes. All right, and then here's the other one I made using Pacific Point, and I did turtles. And this one I stamped the fish stamp. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me get up a little closer. Can you see the fish right here? I used shaded spruce, and I used the same color ink. And then I stamped this with Granny Apple, and then the shaded spruce and coral, and then I stamped the seahorses, and then ta-da, we have a pop-up turtle. So I stamped him, and then I had to fussy cut him out. So there you go. Isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? So I think this is so cute. Adults or kids, either one. All right, so we're going to make this card. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let me get my stuff out. Hang on a minute. Let me get my papers and all my goodies so I can show you what we're doing. Okay. Oh, I forgot to bring my, that's okay. We'll use the glue. Now, I'll go over everything. Let me pull out my stamps. See, I came prepared. I love this stamp set. This is going to be one of my favorite stamp sets. I might do something else with this set. I don't know. Again, I'll probably do something, but who knows? We'll see. All right, so we're going to use some tear and tape. We're going to use glue dots, and I don't think we're going to use any dimensionals. I don't think so. Okay, so let me pull out all of my stuff. Everything in here is current, with the exception of these little blingy thingies. This is the sprinkles and embellishments. That's from, I think, last year, and I have all of these, so that's what we're going to use, okay? All right, so here we go. And we've got to do, I didn't score anything, so I thought I would just do that with you guys. So, all right, so this piece here, which is your base, all right, is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. All right, and we're going to score it at 1 1/2 and 3 inches on both sides, okay? All right, let me get this in here. All right, so 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. And we're going to put this in, and we're going to score at 3 inches. So we're going to score on the left side at 3 inches. So I'm going to score that. And then I'm going to move it down and score at 1 1/2. All right, so we're at 1 1/2 right here. So we're going to score that at 1 1/2. Okay, now I'm just going to flip it over because it's easier. And we're going to, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to do the one side. I'm sorry, I lied. It's just this side, one side. And it's going to be on the right side. So we're going to fold it back and then fold it, I'm sorry, fold it this way and then fold it back. Okay, so that's how the card base is. Let me leave that there because we're going to use that. So sorry. Okay, you got it 4 1/4, 8 1/2. Score at 1 1/2 and 3 inches, and then it's going to fold like that. So let's go ahead and burnish this. All right, so we're going to get that burnished. All right, the next piece that you're going to need. Oh my goodness, hang on. I thought I put my phone on. Hope you guys are still there. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but obviously it's not working because it just disturbed me. Let me pull this down a little bit more so y'all can get into the screen. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, the second piece you're going to, and we're using mint macaron. So that was mint macaron. So the second piece that we're going to do is a piece of mint macaron. And this is 2 inches by 8 1/2 inches. 2 inches by 8 1/2. Okay. Now this one we're going to score the same way. 1 1/2 and 3. All right. So 2 inches by 8. And we're going to score at 3 inches. So we'll go ahead and get that scored. And then we're going to move it down to 1 1/2, which is right here. Can y'all see? Yep. 1 1/2. All right, so that's what we need. Now this is going to fold like this. Okay, so the way this is going to work, and once we get it all together, is this is going to lay up like that. Okay, so when you open it, it'll go like that. All right, with me so far? So this is going to fold like that. Okay. All right, and then the next, okay, let me move this out of the way. We don't need this anymore. Now we can see everything. Okay, so this is our base and this is our pour. Now you're going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and you know you may want to do 3 because you know really when I didn't, but when you open the card, I don't have anything here, but you could put a similar piece right there if you chose to do so. So if you want to do that, then you could just add another piece, okay? That's up to you. All right, so I've cut this piece here is 1 1/4 by 4 inches. So 1 1/4 by 4 inches. And this piece, when we get ready, is going to lay down right there, okay? Got that? All right, and then the next piece, now this is from the same strip because again, these are 6 by 6 pieces, right? I'm flipping this over. This is the bottom half because I really wanted the top half of this paper to be more with the mint than with the down here with the pretty peacock. Okay, so this piece is 1 1/4 inches, right? So this is 1 1/4, 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. So 1 1/4 by 1 3/4, and that's the little piece that's going to go right here. Okay. All right, so far so good. So we're going to put those right there. Put my little stickies over here. And then we're going to need a piece of mint macaron. And this is cut at 1 inch by 7/8. And this is going to be our mechanism that's going to help us pop up the whale. All right, so that's what that's going to be. And I'll show you how we're going to fold that when we get to that point. And then the next piece is a strip of, this is Pretty Peacock. And this is 1 inch by 5 1/2. Okay, so 1 inch by 5 1/2. And I'll list all of these again, but in case you're taking notes. All right, so 1 inch by 5 1/2. And then I'm using the largest stitched shape circle of the stitch shapes. And we're going to use this for our piece that we're going to pop up and put our sentiment and all that stuff on it. Okay? Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and attach everything, and we'll decorate this in just a few minutes, all right? And then we're going to stamp our whale, but let's go ahead and get everything. Actually, let's go ahead and do the whale so we can do it all together. I'm going to stamp the whale in Pretty Peacock because I think it will stand out. So we're going to use the whale stamp, and I'm just going to ink him up. So let's go ahead and get him. Oh, this is so much fun. I love this stamp set. I swear. I'm like a little kid at heart. All right. So when you stamp him up, it looks like it's not getting ink, but it's supposed to look like that if you can see that. The lighting is not that great. So, all right. So I'm going to stamp it down here, and then we're going to punch him out with the punch. This is such a cute stamp set, and you definitely want to get the bundle. All right. So we're just going to push that down for a minute. Make sure we got enough ink on there. Oh, wait, and I got one other piece. I just realized. Hang on. I see it sitting over there on the punch. I stuck it there so I wouldn't lose it. All right, so there's our whale in Pretty Peacock. Isn't he cute? And that's why it had those little spots right there so it wouldn't get any ink on him. And these are just little pieces of his body that looks like he's been worn, right? Isn't that cute? Okay, so one other piece I forgot to tell you about. Let me move the ink out of the way. All right, that's all the ink we're going to use at this moment. All right, the other piece I forgot to tell you about, which is the most important piece, is a window sheet. All right, which you can't see because I don't know if you can see that or not, but it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, you can't see it. But anyways, this is a window sheet, and it's a half an inch by 2 inches. All right, so this is a half an inch by 2. And I'm going to leave my sticker on there because I don't want to lose him. Actually, I'll put it right there. So it's on my stamp in case I act like I'm goofy and don't know where it is. All right, so here's our punch. So let's go ahead and punch out our whale, and then we can start putting everything together, and then we'll decorate our card. So I'm just going to line him up in this punch, which is very simple. Look at that. It's perfect. And we're just going to punch. Wink. There's our whale. Isn't he cute? Perfect. And that's trash. Okay. All right, so let me move that. I'm going to move this window sheet over on the punch again. Okay, let me move this out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and put things together, and then we'll stamp. Actually, no, let's go ahead and stamp this because then we want to put it all together at one time so you don't get confused. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do first is stamp the sentiment, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says, you're kind of a big deal. So I think I'm going to do that in, let's do mint macaron so it kind of blends with everything. All right, so let's stamp this with mint macaron. There we go. I'm going to make sure I'm in the camera. All right, so let's stamp him in here. And I'm going to kind of put him in the center because I'm going to build around him. I probably should do the Pretty Peacock, but that's all right. We're going to go with this one. All right, so we're going to stamp that right there. All right, so you're kind of a big deal. All right, now we're going to come in, and I'm going to use the mint macaron again, which I lied. I am going to use this one again. So we're going to use this piece of seagrass. Let me take the whale off of here so he's not bothering us. All right, so we're going to stamp this. You know what? Let me change that. Let's do this in Peacock, and then we'll do the smaller one in mint macaron. I think that would be better. Let's do that. So let's do mint macaron. I'm sorry, Pretty Peacock. Let's do that in Pretty Peacock. So we're going to stamp that right about here. And you know, you can stamp it whatever color you want because it's your card, right? And we're going to put a big one. We're going to go off the side just a little bit. All right, so we got those two guys. So let's clean that. And then let's come in with our little one. So we have a little baby one here. I'm going to move this out of the way because we're not going to use him anymore. All right, so now we're going to do some mint macaron with this one. So we're just going to stamp it right there. I'm just going to stamp it right in the center so it kind of looks like I'm doing that. All right, and then what else do we want to do? Let's put some fishies on here. And we'll put some fishes. We'll make them coral. So let me get the fishes out. And they are right here swimming. So we're going to stamp these little guys. And you can either stamp them going to the right or to the left. Well, probably to the right, I guess. So let's just stamp some fish right about here. I don't think we need that many. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. So far, so good. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. All right. So, all right, moving on. So let's get this out of the way. We'll put that there. We're going to come back with the, this one. And we'll stamp, we're going to use this one more time here in just a minute. Okay, now we're going to put everything together. So let's pull our pieces in. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, let me move everything out of the way. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into a banner. This is my piece that's going to go on here. This is the 1 inch by 5.5. I'm going to cut a banner. I'm going to freestyle cut it. So I'm just going to cut up the center and then from corner in and then corner in from the other side. And that should make a pretty straight banner, okay? That's an easy, quick way. And I may trim it down a little bit on this end, but we're going to wait and see once we get everything attached. Okay, so I want to use my tear and tape because we are going to be using a mechanism, right? That's going to be moving back and forth. So I'm going to put some tear and tape here and on this end, all right? So I have a little piece here that I tore off and left it, so we're going to use that. And let me just get this up so y'all can see what we're doing here. Sorry about that. I kind of get caught up in my own little world and forget that you guys are watching me. You know, like I'm talking to myself, which I do all the time. And my husband always says, I never know if you're talking to me or the dog or whatever. So it's something, I don't know. Do y'all do that? Do y'all talk to yourselves? Because I do. And I do it, I talk out loud. So my friend can testify to that too. So we're going to put that there. Let me trim this little piece off because that's a little too much. And then we're gonna put a strip down on this end right here. So I'm just gonna, I'll measure this one because I'm gonna try to be perfect on that. All right, and I'm gonna cut it. It's just the way I do things. Oh, okay, I cut a little bit, not enough. So let's just trim that up just a tad. Okay, all right, so there's our tear and tape. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're not gonna attach this end yet, but we're going to attach, now before we attach this, we wanna put our inside piece, the Whisper White, it's a 4 by 5 1/4 piece in here, okay? So this is gonna go in here, so we wanna decorate this too before we do all of this, because once we start building, we can't afford to, he's gotta be in there, all right? So let's go ahead and I'm gonna just decorate with a little bit of the seagrass, and I think I'll do, I think I will do mint macaron on this one so it kind of coordinates with the card. And then we'll put some little fishies in there just to give it some unity here. All right, so we got the fish and we got our little piece. We're just going to use this little guy right here. So I'm going to do two strips here, or 2 pieces of grass, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to do a little bit on each side, and I'm just placing it. I'm just putting it where I think I want it to go, okay? You can add more to this if you want. It's going to limit, so once you do this, if you don't have room to write anything, you can always put something on the back and use that to write your sentiment, okay? All right, so let's do that, and let's stamp our little fishies again. So let me close this up. And then when we get done putting everything together, then I'll add some of those little, like embellishment, the little things, the little curly things, or whatever you call them. These little guys right here. I don't know what they're called. What are we doing? Oh, fish. All right, so let's put some fish. So we're going to put some fish like they're swimming around. So we're just going to make some schools of fish. And we'll put some right there. Oops, got to get some more ink. We'll put another one right up there. All right, so that's good. So we got some fish swimming around. I think that's perfect. All right, I think that's good enough. So that's all we're going to do to that guy. So let's go ahead and attach him to our card base. Now we can start putting this card together. Okay, so put some favorite glue on the back. I think I'm about to use up this whole bottle right here. Oh, there we go. Guess it helps if I push it. Have y'all been using the new stamp and seal? Press and seal, or whatever it's called, the new like adhesive. I don't know. I'm having issues like some of the other people are, and I don't want to be negative about it, but I've tried everything. I've watched a video, and I'll tell you what, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. All right, so we're going to set this right in here. Let me move it over just a little bit. Make sure it's straight before I shut this thing. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so let's lay that there for a minute. I'm gonna flip it over. Okay, all right, now we're gonna start building. Okay, so now we're going to, we want to attach, all right, so this is gonna be closed, right? So we're gonna attach this piece, which I probably should, this is the end that I should have put 2 on. Hang on, let me add another piece. I was thinking it was the other one, but that's all right. They'll both have 2 pieces and they won't come off. All right, so we're gonna add another piece right here. We wanna make sure that this sticks, so I'm gonna put it right about there. Okay, trim this one off too. All right, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and attach this end first. Whoops, I got a piece of glue on my finger. Don't want that happening. All right, so this piece is going to go on here like this, okay? So we're going to attach this end first. We're not going to do this one because we still have other stuff we need to do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach him, and then we're going to cover that with our designer paper so you won't see that little piece added on, okay? This designer paper is from the Well Done stamp collection, and I think it's called Well Done, but don't hold me to that because I don't know and I don't have my book in front of me. But I will let you all know. I'll put that on the, once this thing is done, I'll go back and add that information for it so y'all will know. I love this little stamp set. It's just precious. If you're just joining, it's the Well Done bundle, and I'll just show y'all for those that are just signing in because there's been a few people. It's whales and jellyfish and a turtle and a bunch of seagrass and seahorses, and then here's the punch. Ta-da! Let me put it down so you can see it. Isn't that cute? So that's what we're doing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our adhesive off the tear and tape. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a fun card. So y'all need to make leave comments and share because when your name is drawn, you will get this card and the other card that we made. So there you go. All right, so I'm just turning it this way so I can make sure it's lined up. So I want to line this up here because, you know, once you put that tear and tape down, it is stuck, right? So I'm going to put my tear and tape right there. Make sure I'm, yep, got enough. All right, so we're going to lay it right there and we're going to put that down. All right, so there's our tear and tape. All right, so far so good, right? So this is how it's going to work. All right, so now we're going to add this piece. So let's go ahead and see the other side is pretty as well. Now I wanted it to look like water. That's why I chose this piece, but look, isn't that cute? So you can do either side. I love this paper. This designer paper is just absolutely stunning. And this comes in 6x6 sheets, 48 sheets, and I think it's like $11.50. My gosh, what, you know, where can you get all of that for $11, right? But it's, I love it. I just absolutely love the colors. I love the sea design because that's, you know, I'm all about I love the ocean and the beach. I just love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach this piece. Bear with me. I'm trying to not get my fingers all sticky, which I've already done. All right, so this is going to pop on here. And I did list the measurements earlier at the beginning of the video, so if those of you that are just joining, but I'll also, I'll put a tutorial together and get that out. I'll try to get it done by tomorrow, but I won't guarantee that, but I'll try my best. I'll try to do that before I do anything else. Okay. All right, so we've got that piece on there. We'll go ahead and add this piece over here because this one we can do. Now I'm going to put the other side because I still want to look like water, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we'll add this piece. I should do the seahorses, but that's okay. We'll do it this way. All right, we can go ahead and add this piece, and then we're going to work on our mechanism, and then we can finish putting everything together. So we're going to put this piece right there, and again, this is, you know, to me it looks like water, and that's the look that I wanted. So we'll leave that there. All right, now we're going to do our, let's see. Let's go ahead and put our, let's go ahead and add this on here. Now I think I'm gonna trim this back just a little bit because I don't want, I'm just gonna do it off to the side. I'm just gonna cut like, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch off. I don't want it quite as long. This was at 1 inch by 5.5, and I'm just gonna cut probably 1/8 off or something. because I don't want my tails hanging over. So I think that'll be good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add this, but before I do that, I'm going to stamp this with those fish, and we're going to do tone on tone. So let me pull in my Pretty Peacock, and that's what this color paper is Pretty Peacock. Let me find my fishies. Let me clean them off. Hang on a minute. I'm getting a mess over here with all these stamps that we're using. Okay, hope y'all are hanging in there. All right, so I'm just going to stamp, because some of this is going to be hidden once we put our sentiment on here. So I'm just going to stamp the fish. Bear with me. It's my, and I'm not going to stamp a lot because they're going to be hidden. And that's probably good. Let's do one more just to, that way. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We're just going to add those right there. All right, so we'll go ahead and add this piece, and then we'll do our mechanism, and then we'll add everything else. All right, so this is going to go on here, and we're going to butt it right up to the designer series paper, okay? So we'll go ahead and use our fun liquid glue. All right, and we'll pull that up, get my tweezers out because it's getting on my fingers. Okay. All right, so let's lay that down, and I'm just kind of somewhat center it on this piece right here, okay? So I'm just going to line it up, butt it up to the edge of my designer paper, and then we'll just lay them down. Okay, so we got that. So far, so good, right? All right, we're moving right along. All right, so that so far is what it's going to look like. So once we get it all done, then we're going to open it like that, right? Okay, so now we can add this, but I'm going to do that in a minute. All right, we're going to flip this over. Okay, so we're going to leave this piece here. Now we're going to take our whale, and we're going to take our, I almost thought I lost my window sheet. It's right here hiding from me. Hang on. Our window sheet, and we'll put it right there so I can see it. And I need my, this little piece right here. All right, this is our mechanism. So what we're going to do, and I wrote on it, but nobody's going to see this. We're going to take this bottom corner right here, and we're going to fold it up to where it's even at the top. And it doesn't have to be exact, but we want it to be even at the top like that. Okay, you with me? And then we're going to use our bone folder. Hang on a minute. Let me get him nice and squished. Okay, so this is going to be our mechanism. All right, so do you see how I did that? Right? See that? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some glue dots on this, and then we're going to lay this down in the second square where we did the scoring, and we're going to lay it right up towards the top, and then you're going to fold that down when we have glue dots on it. So that's going to be our mechanism right there. That's going to pull our whale up. Okay. So we're going to put that down, and then we'll attach our this piece to this, okay? So if you look at this, I don't know if y'all can see it. You can't see the inside, but the whale is glued on the edge of that. So when we put this down here, and this is going to be glued down like that, the whale is going to be glued to this, so that when it opens, then he'll pop up. So this is going to be, he'll be attached on here. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so we're going to put some glue dots. Yeah, because I've got my, on the part that he's folded down. Okay, so hang on a minute. Let me just, that's right. That's right, just making sure. So this guy's going to go here. And then what's going to happen, see, it's going to be folded like that once we glue it down. So we're going to put a couple of glue dots on here because they'll hold it. So let's just go ahead and stick, I'm going to put probably 3. So let me put one there. And I just find it easier to put the glue dots right from the thing. And then I'll put one down in that little corner spot right there. Okay, so I have 3 glue dots on there. All right, so we're going to put it in this second square. I'm going to make sure he doesn't go across the edge at the top and line it up. Let me see, let me try to see if I can zoom in a little bit without this thing going completely crazy like it did before. Hang on a minute. See, now it don't want to zoom. All right, hold on. All right. So we're going to lay it right there, and I think I've got it pretty straight. lined up right to this edge, right just on the, just a hair on the left side of this fold, okay? So we're gonna fold this down and mark it. Of course, no one's gonna see my little mark there, all right? And then this is our pop-up mechanism right here, all right? So now we're gonna take our window piece, and this is folded down. So I'm going to attach, hang on a minute. Yeah, we're going to attach him right like that. Okay, we're going to take our window piece, whoopsie, and we're going to attach it right on the edge like this, okay? We're going to attach the whale, so we're going to use some more glue dots. So let's put, all right, so we want it to go like this, right? Because we want, when this piece opens up, we want our whale. So we're going to attach, let's do the whale first. Let me put some glue dots on him, because he's going to be, hold on a minute. Yeah, he's going to be attached by his head, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see how I did him on this one. Hang on a minute. Yeah, he's going to be attached by his head. Okay. All right, so he's going to attach, I'll put 2 glue dots on here. So I'm going to attach that like that, okay? All right. Now we're going to lay him, I'm going to try to get him right on the edge here. I may have to trim this down a little bit, because when we fold our card, we don't want him hanging out but so much, right? You might have a little bit of his tail hanging, so I want to make sure I've got him where you can't really see him. So I'm going to have to leave him about like that. So let's see if we can do, all right, hang on. If I do it too low, let's do, all right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a glue dot, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to hold it on my scissors because I want to play where I want my whale. So I'm going to put a glue dot right here in this area right there. And I think I'm going to put another one because I want to make sure that he's laying where you don't see him when they open the card before they actually do the pop-up thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so give me just a second. So I'm going to stick another one right there so we know we've got some good adhesive. All right, and then I'm taking this guy, I'm going to move it over just a little bit on the window sheet. And I don't want it there because we want this thing to, it's got to pop up, right? Okay, so we're going to close this. All right, let's see if this works. Let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, so we're going to put him like that. All right, let's say if we glue him down, ta-da, oops, he's not coming up. So I don't have him up high enough, so that's a problem. So he needs to, hang on, all right, we got to move him. Got to make some adjustments here. Hang on a minute. So I've got to, this is what we got to do. We're going to have to put him right about there because he's got to come up. All right, so this is where you're going to have to just kind of play with it, but it's really not that hard. Okay, so there's our card, and we're going to pop up. All right, he's still not popping, so we got to move him. I think I'm going to have to trim him down just a little bit because I put him right on the edge. So give me just a second. Let's play with this guy. Let me see how I did this one. This one is laid down. I got 2 dots on him. All right, let me put him down a little bit lower. Hang on a second. See, this is the part that, let me just pull these little guys off. Let's move them down. I'm going to put them right about here. All right, nope, take them off. So let's put Mr. Whale, because he's got to be like this, right? Because we want him to pop up. So when this thing comes up, right, when this thing opens, this guy is got to pop up. Does that make sense? So we want to make sure, I got glue all over me. So we want to make sure that he's popping up when this thing opens, right? So I think I'm going to put it right here. Let's see how that works. Of course, it worked fine when I did it without y'all watching me. But since you're watching, right? So let's put some glue. Gonna put a glue dot right. Whoops, I lost my glue dot. All right, well, let's do another one. So let's put a glue dot on here and here. All right, let's see how that works. All right, so we're gonna put him right on the edge of that. Okay, so let's fold our card, get Mr. Whale out of the way. All right, go in there, Mr. Whale. See, now he's, there we go. Well, he's kind of holding out the bottom, so we're going to have to figure out what we got to move him up some on that little piece. So his tail's hanging out, so that's not going to work. So he's not popping up because his tail's holding on. So let's, all right. See, now I'm making it look like it's not very easy. And it did work earlier today. Actually, I made one yesterday and one today, so let's try this again. I'm going to have to take this one and see. All right, so I've got him in there. I can't take him apart, and he's attached. All right, he's folded down. This guy is down, and I've got it right on the edge. Maybe I have it at an angle. Maybe that's why. Maybe he needs to be at an angle like that. What do you think about that? All right. And he is in the second, yep. Bear with me, you guys. I'm just looking at what I did here. It's right on the edge of this. Okay, well, let's do 2 more dots. I'm not going to... Now y'all are going to say, this is not an easy card. All right, we're going to put him a little bit at an angle since he's going to have to pop up. Okay, so let's close our card. Get him down where he needs to go. All right, so we're going to put him... There we go. Get in there. Okay. Get in there, Mr. Whale. There you go. Up. There we go. That's it. He needs to be down a little bit further. Dadgummit. If I move him down, he's not going to pop up. I don't know why my mechanism's not popping. Hang on. I apologize, you guys. So, look. We all, you know, have to... We struggle when we're making stuff, so you get to watch me do it, so then you can do it the right way. All right, so that's going to pop open, right? So if we hold him like this, let's put him like that. Let's see if we can put him like that and move him up a little bit. So he's down here. He's on this little guy here. And we're going to fold him in. I'm just holding on to it so we can see what is not working. Why the whale? All right, so we've got him like that. This is there, so if we glue it down and he's attached, then if I open him, then he should pop right on up. So what am I doing wrong as to why he is not popping up like he's supposed to? Let me look at my other whale here real quick. See, because he pops up pretty good, doesn't he? So I've got him right on the edge. Right there. I got him right on the edge. So let's do it this way. He is on this side. So let's pop him up. Let's do it that way. Let's close this and make the mechanism. That's probably the smart way to go, huh? The mechanism is opening. So he's going to be attached right there. So we're going to attach him. See, that's not going to work. So he's got to be right here. But why is he not cooperating? Oh, maybe I got to do it to the... Well, I'm doing... Oh, you know what I'm doing? I think I'm putting him on this way. Is that right? Hang on. We're going to figure this out. I'm going to keep you here all night. What time is it? Oh, 4 after. Okay, this is the last thing we got to do other than put our thing on there. So give me a second. I'm going to figure this one out because now it's driving me crazy. All right, so this has to be here. So when this little guy opens, all right, you're folded shut. So my little whale is going to be down in here, right? So when he folds shut and this guy pops up, he's going to be like that. So he's got to be right there. So why is it not working? This is how it should be. So it should be about like that. All right, we're going to try it one more time, you guys. I swear it works because you saw my 2 cards that I did. So maybe I had the glue on the wrong side. I bet you that's what I did. I had the glue dots on the wrong side. Okay, I think we might have it here. All right, so we're going to put the glue dots on the back side of the whale, not the front side. I had it on the front, and I think they need to go on the back. Okay, which is what I did. It had to do that. Okay, I'm going to put it a little bit at an angle. All right, let's try that. Fold up our card. Fold it in. There we go. I think that's going to work. Yep, there we go. So my mistake. So you have to put it on the, put your glue dots on the back side of your window sheet onto here. Okay. okay? I was doing it incorrectly, so that is my mistake. Okay, thank goodness I got that to work. Woo, get a little worried there, you guys. Okay, so this part is ready to go. So we're gonna peel off. Woo, I thought y'all might end up spending the night with me or something. So, okay, hang on, we're almost done. Let's peel off, I'm excited now. Let me peel off these strips and finish adding that piece on there, and then I'll show you, for those that came on early, or late, I mean, I'll show you our the first card that we made, and then I'll show you the other two whale cards that are pop-up cards, so you know I do know what I'm doing. I just got confused. Imagine that. Okay, so we're gonna fold this, fold that little guy in, fold this together, fold him back. All right, so we're gonna lay this down. Want to make sure you've got this part flat. Lay this right, and it might have a little bit of a buckle. This is gonna go up end to end on your mint macaron. All right, so we're gonna do end to end. So it's gonna be a little bit of a bump. Okay, there we go. Now he's jumping up. Okay, thank goodness. All right, so now we're gonna put our sentiment on there. Now this is what we've got to do. Two more things and then we'll be done, ladies. I gotta find my dimensionals. Okay. So we're going to put this on dimensionals. Now, I'm only going to put, because I want this to stay over a little bit. I don't want it to take up. So I want it like that. I'm just going to put dimensionals, like one here, one here, one here. So this piece where my thumb is, I'm going to put dimensionals right here on the back. So I know I can put one here. Almost done. One here. And then we're going to do one here, because you don't want to get it on the side that when it pops up, because then it's going to hold, it's not going to work. Okay, so your mechanism is going to throw the whole card off. All right, so y'all hanging in there with me? Thank you, guys. Okay, all right, so we're going to lay this down. I'm going to make sure I've got my card where I want it. My dimensionals are where I want them. I'm going to hold it here because I want to look at it, and I think I'm good. So I'm going to lay that right there. And pull it down just a little bit right there. There we go. I can feel them, so we're good. All right, so far, ta-da! All right, so the last thing we're going to do is let's add a little bit of these little bling bling things. I didn't bring my fine tip glue pen, but we'll just use our our white glue. So we'll just make little dots, and we're going to put some around. We're not going to put a lot, so I'll just put like 4 of these little guys, okay? So let me get my picker tool. Hang on, pick me up tool, take my pick. And I always have a problem with the this gooey stuff, the putty, because I always want to pull that off as well. Okay, so let's pull up one of these little guys. I'm gonna pull up one of these orange ones, because that kind of goes with the Calypso coral. So I thought that would be cute. So let's drop him on there if we can get him on there. All right, so we'll put him right there for a minute, and I'll come back and push him down. And let's put one up here. Actually, I was going to do, let's do this green one. It's a little green square. I'm not quite sure. And then we'll add, let's do let's do a green. Probably should have put the green. There we go. All right, so put this up, move this out of the way. All right, this is a little bit longer than I normally like to spend, but 8 minutes, well, not too bad. It's about an hour. And let me just push down and make sure that these things are attached so that they don't come off, okay? I think we're good. All right, so there we go. There's our card. After you got to watch me do the struggle. This is something. Oh, hey, Liz. Yeah, go back. I have all the measurements I listed in the beginning when I started. There you go. Let me show you the other cards that you might have missed if you came in late. Thank you guys for your patience. Okay, let me show you my cards. I'm not going to show you this one because I don't like the way that one did. This is the card that we did tonight, and it's just a different fold. So again, watch in the beginning because I do give you the instructions. It's very simple, this card, and it's absolutely stunning. I didn't glue the inside down because the piece of cardstock has got a crimp in it. But here's the one I did initially yesterday. So this one, you're using a 4.5 by a 4 by 5.5 piece of designer series paper, and then listen to it. You'll cut it, but you get one little strip off. But you're going to cut that 6 by 6 strip, and you got 2 inches, so you can cover the back of your envelope. So that was the first. That's one of the folds. This is the one that we did today. Okay, isn't that cute? I like that. All right, and then here, let me show you my other two pop-ups. So here's another whale one that I was looking at. So here's the whale. This is using Pretty Peacock in Granny Apple Green. And then here's one I did with a turtle. So I stamped turtles on the inside. And then I did this one in Pacific Point because that's the colors that are in this paper as well. So I'm going to turn this so y'all can see that. Isn't that cute? So let me get a little closer. And then there the guy pops up. So it really is easy. I made it difficult, but you can go back and watch all of my struggles, and then you'll see that it's not as bad as I made it out to be. I just put the glue on the back side. I put it on the wrong side of the window sheet. So here's the whale that we did. And then here's the one we did tonight using mint macaron. Isn't that cute? I think anybody would love this card, adults or not. So there you go. Please leave a comment. Thank you for your patience of watching me get through that struggle there for those 5 or 6, 10 minutes, whatever it was. Make sure you share, because when your name is drawn, then you're going to get one of each of these cards in the mail. Then you get to use these and send them out and use them as your samples. All right, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Let me flip you back so you can see me. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch me create these cards. I love doing this, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your Tuesday evening. Some of you, it's daytime. The rest of us, it's now almost 8:15 on the East Coast. But thank you again. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. And here is my shopping code. And if you want to place an order with me, I would greatly appreciate it. And you'll also get a free gift in the mail from me. So thank you again, everyone, and I will see you next week. And I think we're going to use the Country Home stamp set. So it's carried over, but we'll make up some new cards with that one and new colors. All right, thanks again, everyone, and rewatch this to get all the directions, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now. I gotta hit my button to cut you off. Bye.